So let me just okay, I'm just trying to put the full screen. So for Ravensbourne University, London, this is a university that is based in London. And of course, we have very good reasons why you should study in the UK. Of course, the UK degrees are very recognized worldwide. And we know that if you have a UK master's program, then it will open many doors for you going forward. And we also have flexibility of education where we have the undergraduate, postgraduate pathways, the pre-masters that I mentioned, and PhDs. And the good thing with the postgraduate programs is that they only run for 1 year. That's the beauty of UK master's programs. Again, there are so many other employment opportunities because the universities work very closely with industry. We have multiple entry points. We have January, we have June, and we also have September. Of course, Ravensbourne University is in London, and we know how London has a good, rich cultural heritage dating back to 47 AD. London is home to many financial companies, so job opportunities are quite many within London, and also very multicultural, where we have more than 300 languages spoken just within London. The special thing with Ravensbourne is that this is a university that focuses more on innovative industry focused. It doesn't run the traditional courses, mainly like business and the like. It runs courses which are technology based. For example, architecture, art and design, computer aided designs and the like. The university itself is located at the Greenwich Peninsula, which is a wonderful place to be within London. So again, as I mentioned, it is more of a creative postgraduate university. So most employers who look at creative arts, architectural arts students will definitely come to Ravensbourne because they only specialize in those such courses. As I mentioned earlier, the collaboration in industry is quite good. As you can see, we work closely with BBC, Oracle, top companies, blue chip companies, that our students get employment within these companies. Being in London, the location is fantastic, as you know, so much to see, so much to do. And the university is just 30 minutes to central London. Again, the university has held so many awards. They've had London Fashion Week, RIBA President's Medals, as I told you, they are strong in architecture and other programs, Creative Science Awards, and many other awards within the UK. On the main campus, of course, it's a really compact campus, not as big and not as traditional, but again, state-of-the-art buildings, since it is more on creative arts. So things like top range studios, audio suites, fashion preparation space, 3D photocopy suites. It has one of the latest creative arts rooms. As you can see from the screen, it's really state-of-the-art buildings, state-of-the-art libraries, studios. This is really top for them. And the good thing is that they only focus on creative courses. If you go through the courses, as you can see, they have architecture, they have fashion, they have design practice, they have media lab, they have media works, they have management studies, postgraduate studies, and further education. Within sorry, these are the main postgraduate courses. And as you can see, they are very much technology-based, creative-based, in terms of courses like architecture, illustration, cybersecurity, and the like. And the good thing is that you are brushing shoulders within campus with people who are industry focused on these kind of courses. The student life, of course, being in London, the campus itself has all the facilities in terms of sporting clubs. The only thing that they don't have on campus is accommodation. So they don't have an on-campus accommodation. But the good thing is that they have many options for accommodation within the campus. For example, they have the homestay, they have the private accommodation, they have the residence accommodation. So ample accommodation as much as it's outside campus, but very much available. Our admission process, mainly the intakes, as I said, we have a September, which is the main intake. We have January and we have May. The process of application, this will be guided with SI UK team. They will help you put in your application. They will push for a conditional offer. Once you get the conditional offer, we will take you through the credibility interview just to make sure that your intentions to go to the UK are correct. Then after that, we require you to pay a deposit. Once you pay a deposit, we give you the unconditional offer. And finally, we give you the cash document. That is the process of application. And of course, how to apply, you'll need to go through SI UK. We use the cash shield process, which is very friendly, where you load all your documents. And once you load all your documents, the CAS is requested. Quite a quick process of getting the CAS document. In terms of tuition, living expenses, all you need is just a scholarship interview, and then you could be awarded the scholarship. We also have full fee payment scholarship, a discount of £500. In terms of deposit, the good thing, we just require a small deposit, which is £2,000, and the rest of the fee you pay it on arrival during enrollment week. The payment method we use is the TransferMet. We'll send you a link for this, and you just follow the prompt to make payments. Living expenses, generally in London, London is perceived as a very expensive location. So we'll go with £12,000, but ideally, of course, it depends with your living style. It can be more, it can be less, but we average it to a month or at about 1,300. You mentioned of the university, mainly a technology-based university with state-of-the-art buildings that go with the subject that you take. I'll take questions and answers at the end because I want to share my next screen for University of Roehampton. So University of Roehampton is also based in London. Just bear with me for a moment. So University of Roehampton is also in London. Of course, it has quite a number of nationalities. As we say, London is very multicultural. The success rate for jobs is quite high. So our students get jobs within 6 months after graduation or even less. Of course, we enjoy the sceneries, the museums and galleries within the London location. And it also has 9,000 students enrolled. So this, unlike Ravensbourne University, this is a traditional university with all faculties like any other university, with on-campus accommodation and all other facilities. So they rank top 10 within London. They're well known for their research programs, and they're just 30 minutes away from central London. They have quite a number of schools, life science and psychology. They have media culture, business schools. They have social sciences, drama. They have education and dance. So as we mentioned, it's a traditional university. So it will have so many courses within it. In terms of the setup, as you can see, it's a lovely campus. The sceneries are quite good. The classes, so much to relax on campus. Every other facility is available. The buildings are quite cultural and quite modern inside, and also very close to central London. As mentioned, is just 30 minutes to central London. So they have one of the state-of-the-art libraries. As you can see, that is the library building with a lot of facilities. This library is RIBA awarded. So they also have architecture, which is accredited by RIBA. In terms of departments, as mentioned, it will have all sorts of departments, from School of Arts to business to education, to humanities, to life sciences, to psychology, and also social sciences. Intakes, the same 3 intakes in the year. We have September, January, and April. We just closed our April intake, and now we are looking at our September intake. At times, we have a June intake for Roehampton that comes once in a while. Of course, English levels, we look at the English levels, but we also exempt you from English testing if you have good grades in your KCSE English. If you have a C and above in KCSE, then we'll exempt you from doing these other English tests. But also we have our internal English test that you can sit on. And once you pass, we will take you in. In terms of application process, exactly the same as Ravensbourne University. So SIUK will help you through all that process. Of course, not forgetting you have to sit for a credibility interview. In terms of tuition fee, the tuition fee is slightly lower than Ravensbourne University, 16,850 for a master's course. An MBA, you could pay another 1,500 for placement. In terms of scholarships, we have scholarships ranging from 1,000 to 4,000 per year. And also we have many other scholarships in terms of sports, music, and the like that you could apply for. Tuition deposit also not as high, only £2,500 for tuition deposit. So again, gives you an easy way to get your CAS and start with your visa application. Application requirements, of course, SIUK are best in giving the checklist for application requirements. But of course, we'll need all your academic documents. We'll need a valid passport. We'll ask about any previous immigration history. Of course, what you're missing here is a personal statement. Yeah, so those are the application documents. That is how the offer letter looks like for Ravensbourne, for University of Roehampton. As mentioned, the deposit is 2,500. And also we use the CAS Shield for your CAS application. Accommodation, the good thing with University of Roehampton is that they have on-campus accommodation. So quite a variety of accommodation within campus, but also not forgetting that you have off-campus accommodation. Living expenses, same as any other London university. Of course, £1,334 per month. But again, this depends on your living standards. It can be high, it can be low. Student services, we really handhold you on campus, make sure that We give you all the guidance you need, help you with your well-being, give you options to select affordable accommodation, and also help you with your studies. Those are the two universities. As I mentioned, we have 3 other universities that will come on board, offering direct master's programs. We've already signed up with BPP, and we have another 2 universities coming on board in September to give direct university entry. So at Oxford International, we give you very flexible entry points. As mentioned, if you don't meet the entry requirements for Masters Direct, we also have pre-Masters options. These pre-Masters options are in universities like University of Dundee, which is one of the top universities. We have the Montfort University. We have University of Bradford. We also have Bangor University and University of Greenwich. So all this, we are able to offer you a pre-master's program that gives you access to your master's program, just in case you miss the grades for a direct entry program. I bet that is the end of my presentation. I hope I didn't move too fast, and I'll be happy to take any questions available.
Thank you so much, Dan, for that.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
Fantastic presentation. Thank you so much. So I don't know. Let me read the. First of all, let me start with the questions that came directly to my inbox. Okay. Okay. Before that, so on the general ones, first we have Tim Bai, who asks, "What does the interview process entail, and can someone fail?"
Yeah, also the interview process, as I mentioned, it basically to gauge your interest to study in the UK. We want to make sure that your interest to study in the UK are correct, not that you are looking at going to migrate or do something else or just arrive and leave. So the interview will have questions just to confirm that you know your course details, you know your university, you have done enough research for that particular university. So you are really conversant with the university, the environment, and what goes with that. So if your intentions are correct, then chances of failing are quite low. I hope that is fine. Any other question?
Hi. Yes. So there's a Patrick Mwangi is asking if you have a master's in neuroscience. He's looking to join in September.
Master's in neuroscience?
Yes, neuroscience.
Yeah, we have a pre-master's in neuroscience at University of Dundee. Unfortunately, we don't have a direct master's.
Okay, Patrick, I hope that is answered for you. What is the minimum? What is the minimum admission requirements? Second class lower or second class up? I think you mentioned this, but maybe he joined late, so you can just reiterate this.
Yes, okay. It also depends with the course. Some courses will even take a third class, for example, business courses. Some courses will insist on a second class lower. So mainly depends on the course. The more technical courses will need a second class lower, but the more generic courses like business will need a third class and above.
Third class and above, fantastic. Kamau Jong, if I apply to Oxford, will I have access to all these units? That's an interesting question. Yes, Dan. Before I weigh in.
If I apply to Oxford,
will I have access to all these units, the universities you presented today?
Yes, definitely all our schools are within campus setup, and all our students have the student ID that gives you access to every facility. For example, the sporting facility, the library, and everywhere else. Just to confirm, for the pre-masters, it is within our college. So you're applying directly into Oxford International. But for the direct university like Roehampton and Ravensbourne, you're applying direct to the university, university. So we don't run our classes. It is a university classes direct. But for pre-masters, you start with our class at Oxford International, then progress to the university class.
Okay, we have another one as well. This is Zubeda. Do they have payment plans beyond the deposit? I think maybe Zubeda is looking for a Dipamdogomdoko kind of situation where if she comes in, yeah, does she have to pay the fees, all fees at once, or how does that go?
Unless you tell us in advance that you need a payment plan, then we can organize for a payment plan. And usually it doesn't go beyond 3 installments. So we could organize for you to pay the deposit of 2,500. And then once you join, you split the other payment into 2.
Ehagi Daniel is asking, what is a pre-masters?
Yeah, a pre-masters applies in a case where you do not have qualifications for a direct master's program. So it's just like a foundation program on undergraduate where you're being prepared for your master's course. So it's like a bridging to a master's. So in case for a course that needs a second class lower and you have a third class, that it means you have to do a pre-master's.
All right, fantastic. There is, how much does SIUK charge for one to be assisted in applying and processing? Then he also asks visa. Okay, let me start with that first part of the question because he has 3 questions. Yeah. Well, for starters, at SIUK Kenya, we do not charge for our services. All our services are 100% absolutely free. If there are any payments to be made, those payments are made directly to the university. During the presentation, you may have heard Mr. Dan mention that at the payment stage, he will send you the payment details, which will prompt you to finish payment from there. And that is money that goes directly to the institution and not to SIUK Kenya. So you will be paying directly to, that is fees directly to universities. If there's any other payment required, that is visa, you pay directly to the embassy, as well as other things like flights and whatnot. Yes, he also asked about visa. So team, we assist with the visa process part. So once you get your offer letter from the university, we will pick it up from there and we will assist you. We'll guide you through the visa application process. We have, as of this year, actually, we've had 100% visa success rate. Last year was 99% visa success rate. We will show you how to go about the process so that you don't have a negative visa history, at least. There's a question here that goes, how are the scholarships allocated? Is it per year or throughout the entire 2-year period? Dan, would you like to take that up?
Yeah, since your course is only 1 year for masters, so it's for the first year. So it covers the whole duration of your course.
Okay. One major thing that actually comes up, especially when it comes to postgraduate in the UK, is about the post-study work visas. So people are actually interested to know, there's a question here that goes, speak about post-study work visa and if you're allowed to work while studying and how many hours in the UK. Yeah, done. Educators on post-study work visa.
Post-study work visa. Yeah, I bet SIUK will be more of experts when it comes to visa guidance than me. But I know once you get your visa for postgraduate, as much as it is 1 year, you have another 2 years to stay back and work. And as mentioned previously, that most of our students get jobs within the first 6 months after graduation. I think SIUK will be best to give detailed visa guidance.
Okay, and we will 100%. So like Dan mentioned, yes, upon completion of your studies there, you are provided with an extended period to stay back in the UK and actually seek employment under your study visa. So that is what that period is what people actually refer to as the study period. So usually it's about 2 years for masters. If I'm not wrong, that should be the right one. Yes, 2 years for masters after graduation, where you can now work unlimited hours. But during studies, that is the 1 year period where you're undertaking your masters, you are allowed a maximum of 48 hours. Yes, as a student while studying. Upon graduation is now where you get the extended and unlimited work periods to, do all that career-wise. Let me see if we have any other question. Okay, you've answered Daniel's question. It's actually okay. Patrick Mongi, I have a degree in medicine, so will I still go for pre-masters in neuroscience? Oh, yeah. So Patrick had asked about the pre-masters in neuroscience, and he's now telling us he has a degree in medicine. Will he still need to go for the pre-masters in neuroscience?
Not really, because he already has a degree in medicine, which is a very intensive course. He could go straight into a master's in neuroscience. So he does not need to go for pre-masters. He just needs to go straight into the University of Dundee and do the master's.
Okay, fantastic. How are the scholarships allocated? Is it per year? I don't know if I read this one. Is it per year or throughout the entire 2-year period? No, you answered that one. I think you did. Amos Karau is asking, talk about full scholarships and its qualifications. Also touch on how the options. Also touch on how are the options for someone who has done GRE exam. GRE exam. Yes, Dan.
GRE doesn't apply so much for the UK, maybe for the US. And just to mention again, we are going to work with Mercy College in the US very soon, and it will be offering direct master's programs.
All right, there's one that has just come in. Can I defer if I start my application late? This is actually a common question. Can someone defer if they start the application late, and what will be the repercussions of that happening?
Yeah, you're allowed to defer twice. The third time you're supposed to make a new application.
Okay, fantastic. Mbisibwe Lamed, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Lamed. It says, if I'm Uganda staying in Nairobi and I have my passport and every other paper, can I do all the processes here, or do I have to go to Uganda, especially for the visa part? Wow. Okay. So, Lamed, we can do the application, university application from here, no pressure. When it comes to the visa part, I'd have to confirm. Dan, what do you think?
I bet they could apply their visa from anywhere.
From anywhere. Yeah. Okay, great. Lamed, since you're in the country, we would be able to handle everything from here 100%. So from application to visa to travel as well. So no pressure. I will just put our contacts in the chats so that you're able to contact us as well and be able to pick it up from there. Oh, yeah, he's answered.
Mr.
Great
Omar.
answer. Thanks. You're welcome.
Mr. Omar,
Yes.
I beg to leave. If you could now hold
It's okay.
forth for me, I would appreciate.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Daniel, for taking your time to be here with us today. I really appreciate it. That was a lovely presentation. Thank you so much. Asante sana.
Most welcome. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
You too, sir. All right, so for the rest of us staying back, if you have any further questions, please just drop them in. Here are our contacts. Again, you can reach us on that number, or you can just email us. If you're in Nairobi, you can use Nairobi at studyinuk.com for the Nairobi office. And if you're in Mombasa, you can reach us via Mombasa at studyinuk.com. Have any questions? Are there any further questions? If you have any further questions, please. You can actually unmute your mic right now and ask. Any questions? Lamed, you have a question? Oh, as of now, which masters are identified for applications? Well, Lamed, that is a very broad question, because if you imagine the number of courses being offered across all the universities that have been presented on today, they're quite extensive. So we'd have to be very specific in regards to the course you want to pursue, and then we can advise based on that. That one is the easier way to go. I think instead of aiming for the trees in the forest, you can be very specific. So if you're looking for a very particular course, like Patrick said, is looking for masters in neuroscience, you can tackle it on that basis. I hope that answers you. But again, like I've mentioned, if you have any questions, our contacts are in the chat. Same number that you got the link from. Just shoot a question there and we'll be with you. Are there any other questions? Do we have any other questions? John Dungu, do you offer applications for all universities in the UK? Yes, 100%. 100%, John. We are, like I mentioned at the beginning, I don't know if you are there, like I mentioned, we are the official UK universities representatives. So all the major universities in the UK or from the UK are found all under one roof through SIUK. SIUK is part of, SIUK Kenya is part of SIUK Global. So you can be rest assured if it is in the UK, yes, you can apply to it through SIUK Kenya. Daki Halake, what about scholarships? Well, he did touch on some of scholarship opportunities that are there, but I'll share and just let you know that there are scholarships in the UK, but they're not fully funded scholarships. Okay, so these are partial scholarships that are given as discounts on the tuition fee. So they're about 1,000 to 2,000, and this goes a long way to lighten the burden on the fees. So they're not fully funded, but they're there. Also, there are other types of scholarship, other forms of scholarships. Things like international student scholarships, depending on the university, that are sometimes automatically applied, especially at the master's level. Sometimes you get, depending again on the university, you have to go to the university website itself and actually see the full list. We have things like the Dean's Scholarship, merit-based, but these are very difficult to come by. It is important I give you a disclaimer that these not all scholarships are guaranteed. Most are really not. And there it is very difficult to come by fully funded scholarships. At SIUK, we unfortunately do not offer scholarships, but we extend and share all the scholarship opportunities that have been shared with us from the university. And these are others that you can, look. So yeah, those are some of the scholarship opportunities that you can look into, and you can also consult other scholarship organizations that exist, like Chevening, or you can apply through Commonwealth, etc. I hope that answers your question, Daki. All right, fantastic. Do you have any other? Any other questions? Do they offer masters in public health? Yes, they do. But you'd have to be very specific in which university in particular, because he presented in a couple of the unis. But don't worry, we will still guide you in application for masters in public health to universities in the UK. So no pressure. You can reach us through this number anytime. I've plugged in the number there. All right, you're welcome, Daki. Do you have any other question today? John, do they have a limit for masters? I am age 45. I'd have to consult on that. I'd have to consult on that, John, but age provided, it depends. When did you complete your undergrad? 2011. Okay, great. I don't think they ought to, but they will have to provide, proof of what you've been doing academically and career-wise between 2011 and now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining and taking part in this session. Next, we will be having the University of Warwick tomorrow. I will share the links to you via WhatsApp, as done today, and I hope to see you there. Oh, thank you. Let's meet tomorrow for the University of Warwick. Have a lovely afternoon. Thank you. Yeah.